And, good morning. I still be rolling. It's been a minute or two or three. Just checking in, doing my little recap. So I think last week I had finished the week. I didn't have any trades on Thursday or Friday. I believe Friday I still showed up. One of them days I might not have. Yeah, that is this week. Um, what did I do Thursday? I didn't trade Thursday. Friday, I showed up. It just wasn't really too much going on for me. Did a few markups and stuff. Just nothing was clean in my opinion. Yeah, it seemed like everything was kind of extended. I was looking at Dow, or I was looking at Dow, Nasdaq, Russell. Um, Looked like I was looking for some sells on oil. Like even when I show up and I'm trying to do these markups, if I don't see anything I like, I'm not gonna execute. I'm gonna still write them down, just kind of sharing my thoughts and stuff. But I think this was the cleanest. Oil for sales was the cleanest I had seen. So now that's Russell. So kind of starting on the 30, I noticed this when I woke up. Hop on the chart. I noticed this had came out of this distribution block. I put this line here basically because this is like the last down move up before the up move. I could have did this one as well because this move brought it out of the MAs. But regardless, the opportunity that I'm looking for lies within these momentum blocks. So whenever this kind of goes sideways, meaning this candle creates this little high and the next one doesn't take out this high, as well as this coming down to the 20 or to the 10 and the 20 MAs, and then expansion. I'm looking for opportunity within here. Same shit. This wick right here made this high, came down, it balanced itself on the 5. This is where I'm dropping. So this being the 30-minute time frame, I call my context, or it's just my higher time frame. I'll drop to my validation, which is in this case my 5-minute, and that's kind of where I'm looking for opportunity. So oil, yeah, this is where I was seeing opportunity at. This is just my entry setup. I'm looking for what I call a double block, or in this case, double supply block because it's sell side. So I look for this kind of same action, same sideways, and I will set a sell stop in here. So this one looked like it would have worked out. Kind of got some decent money in this already. If I was to take this, I would have broke even right here. I didn't take either of these trades, by the way. But if I was to take this one, I would have broke even or move my stop to break even following this movement coming here. So this little down move right here would have stopped me out at break even, no loss. Regardless, this was kind of just hypothetical. I drew this line thinking price was going to come down a little bit further. So that line would have brought it here to the, look like the 20 MA, which is the purple, if you can see it. Yeah, so I drew this out, at 7 o'clock. That ended up kind of taking place in here. This is about 7 because, mind you, these moves happen at noon. So if I was looking for entry, it would have happened within here. I think that was that same line I had drawn. And so, yeah, this happened. That I ended up getting back on here and looking what happened at 2. Again, I wasn't involved in any of this. I'm usually off the market by 8 o'clock. So kind of let that happen. Would have looked for opportunity within here. This is kind of choppy, so I don't know. I might have passed on these. If I was to take an entry, it probably would have been off of this wick. So maybe it would have worked out. Who knows? But that was from Friday. What have we done so far this week? Monday was a good day. I showed up. I was just looking at gold. Mind you, before I get into the gold stuff, Nasdaq gapped down again just like it did last week. So I kind of took a note of this. I said it's failed to make a new high a few times. This thing might be ready to fall down. But in the meantime, it wasn't in a range that I'm looking for. This being a 5-hour, maybe I did a 30-minute too. So this same gap, it being on the 30-minute, I wanted to see it. If I was gonna sell it, which I mean I wouldn't at that point, I would need this on the 5-hour to come up and touch these MAs. So for once, I didn't invert my chart. It's actually a real sell. But no, that wasn't the case on the 30-minute. It was actually above these MAs. Me kind of taking note of that, I will consider that clashing, and that's easy sideline for me. As far as oil, my assumption for this was just to continue short. This chart isn't inverted. If you ever like kind of wondering that, just look over here. If you see the numbers going down while they're going up, that means it's inverted. So Even though price had dropped below the MAs, just because I'm in this long-term bearish range, I'm expecting this to be what I call a redistribution. So basically just sweeping this to be able to continue for shorts. In the meantime, this was still down below these MAs. So it's another easy sideline for me. RTY, RTY. Oh yeah, okay. This gap down. Just I look like all the indexes gap down really. When it gaps though, I still consider this like a big wick, or not a wick, a big candle. So imagine this just being a big dumbass red candle, because that's basically what happened. This took place over the weekend. So Friday market closed down here. Sunday night, this opens prices up here. So again, I have the flip chart on that. In terms of like getting involved, I was easily sidelined on this. I needed to see some action first and foremost, before even wanting to do anything. Kind of same mode here. So this is regular chart bullish. This is what I consider a reaccumulation. So just the difference of redistribution. It's just the opposite. Even though it's like price at this point, the point of this candle has gotten below these MAs, my anticipation is it to continue long. And so in a sense, this is kind of just a sweep, and I'm just kind of monitoring that, looking for action. So I think I probably would have dropped here 30-minute. So okay, this is silver. This actually looked pretty good too. This is the validation of the accumulation block. So once price gets up out of here, I'm looking for opportunity within this momentum block on the MAs, and for it to continue. I think at the time of looking at this, 6:15, this happened, like 3 a.m. So I mean, I wasn't up. I wasn't looking at that. That's like true London. So this would have been the opportunity to take. I didn't take this. When was this entry? This entry looks like it would have happened at about just before 6. Yeah, I wasn't on yet. So what is this? Is this today? Yeah, okay, that's today. So let me go over gold real quick. Monday. So I took one entry on Monday. Mind you, I'm on the 50K account. So my risk now is about 250 per trade. Yeah, I don't. It'd be saying this is one trade. This is one trade. It just literally it's the same time, or my entry time. I don't know why I'd be splitting them up sometimes. But so my thought process here, I'm gonna start with. Let's start with C. So C being my context, kind of this looks really similar to silver. So because I was kind of going back and forth, which one did I want? Did I want gold? Did I want silver? I noticed this had came out of this accumulation, so it validated by here. Again, this is like happening at like 3 a.m. So it wasn't on for these, but by the time I did get on, I saw it was in the second momentum block, and actually had kind of validated. I would have been late to the party in this. Instead of this, I'm gonna look at my actual markup, because I like doing that, because I have a I'll kind of go through the whole thing. So what was I looking at here? This is 5 minutes. Yeah, so I don't think I took this. This wasn't my entry. That's right. Okay, so what I was looking for here, I was looking for an entry on the 1 minute. I didn't get it, so I was actually using the 5 minute as my regular validation, meaning that's like my hybrid time frame. So I would look to enter somewhere in here. This touching the 5 MA, I want to drop to the 1 minute and look for entry. I just didn't get one. That little double block I'm looking for, which the first block would have been, I didn't draw it on here, but the first block would have been here. I was looking for another opportunity here. Missed it, let it run without me, so this is it, kind of zoomed out. When it came back and touched the MAs again, I'm still looking for my same opportunity. I still consider this the first momentum block, because it's kind of the same move. I consider that the same move. So when it came, let me go back to my actual thing then. So, okay, when it actually came down, okay, perfect. This was that block. This was that, the first block I was just looking at. I didn't get the entry in here. So I let it come all the way back down. And then originally I wanted to use this block and let this happen. And I was just going to buy stop right here with my stop loss under this low, and then this is what I call a fractal block. So it kind of happens within a block. I actually like these type of entries because I get a tighter stop. So end up getting that. Um, it has stopped me in. Kind of came back in there, played around. Um, Let me see when I broke even. So I broke even, or I moved my stop to break even. Mind you, okay. Also, I took a note of this. So usually when I do these notes, I draw them on the CFD, which is, I mean, it's just Forex. It's just a regular ticker, and I realized that wasn't as the futures ticker. So this actually looked like it stopped me out. I ended up drawing out, yeah, the futures ticker. So this is what the actual entry looked like. So I use this as my fractal block. This was my entry. Still a woman. It's still, I mean, basically same thing happening. I think after this candle is probably when I broke even or moved my stop to break even. So this little down move that it looked like it would have stopped me out on the other ticker, that didn't happen. That was just this little down move. So I was able to stay in. Also, instead of just doing 3R, I was doing a lot of testing over the weekend, and I want to be a part of these longer moves. So, granted, yeah, 2.5R is fine. It's not the 3R I was looking for, but in my mind, I'm just like, okay, let me try to get a bigger part of this move, and I'm doing that with just kind of managing my stop loss with the burst. So, I wait, or what I mean by that, first of all, I wait for at least 2R, at least price to get up above 2R. So like this candle right here, I was happy to move this break even to this, like right under this burst candle. So like this big burst, probably could have did it like with one of these, but I don't think that would have actually been 2R. So I leave my stop at break even until then. I think it's in my best interest to start doing this. I could get a part of bigger moves and all that. So that's been my trade so far. Or actually, that was Monday. Let me show you today. I hop on today, Tuesday. Yesterday I just didn't hop on. So today I took a loss. I was on gold. Originally, my thought process, I was like, let me see the C. Right now, let me see the V. So the V is 30-minute. Originally, when I hopped on, I didn't really like this wick. I'm just like, yeah, that's a big wick. It's a big looking wick. I'm not a fan. I was like, I wouldn't. Although, like, it's valid. This is only the fourth block created. So, until this would have been validated, I wouldn't say this is extended. So it was still valid for me, valid entry. So like I said, originally when I hopped on, I saw this big ass wick. Did not like it, but then I saw this candle right here. So I'm like, let me see what all this looks like in here. And then I saw this, my setup entry. I have my first block right here. It gets up out of this range, and then it went sideways for me. So even before this wick, I had this set, and it didn't end up working out for me. Had the opportunity to break even right here, which of course, in hindsight, I wish I did, but it is what it is. In my mind, like I thought about it at the time, and I was just like, let it ride. It hadn't yet created this little distribution block. It did literally right after that. What I mean by that is just taking these lows out. So yeah, I ended up losing this trade, which is fine. My goal was to try to catch a trade on JU. So this is actually on the futures. This is a nice little pair to trade. It's labeled 6J on here, but it's basically, think UJ the currency, but just backwards. It's just JU. So if you want to look on the ticker on actual trading view, yeah, it's just JPYUSD. Literally the same thing. I use the regular ticker because this one has a delay, but it's literally the same chart. On here, I was looking for longs. I hopped on here and I was just looking at, mind you, hold on. Oh yeah, this is what I need. So I just thought this was really clean. It had got out of this accumulation block. It's been holding its move really well, trending very well. And I might trade it later. I'm gonna be back on probably in an hour or two. Just kind of let all these markets open. Market opened at 8. Another market opened at 9:30. So I'll probably be back on in like around 10. We'll make some breakfast and stuff. That's just how trading go. But what I was looking for, I wanted this to touch the 10, 20. That's the 10, that's the 20. If it touched the 5 and took off, I would still count it as a momentum block. I don't really like taking entries off of the 5, but I have it on there for that reason, just so I can know. In this case, it ended up touching the 10, so I was like, okay, beautiful. Let me go ahead and drop. And I was looking for this entry right here. I need it to close. I need this candle to close under this high so I could get an actual MB, but it kept kind of going without me. And I was like, okay, I was willing to take this, set this up, but I was like, okay. Matter of fact, I even took the note. I said I said I will set a buy stop, but if it fails down anymore, I'm gonna cancel it. And I didn't even get the chance to set it. By the time I was like still kind of drawing this out, this candle ended up going below. I think I took a picture of that as well. Yeah, so I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. At that point, it was 7:40. I was already kind of getting close to my window because this being the 5 minute, I'm not as affected by the news. Like I'll let it run. I'll let it run past 8. Not news. Market open. I'm not as affected by market open, but I would have let it run. Hopefully, been able to move to break even by then. But I mean, after this failure, I was just like, whatever. Granted, this looks like it would be valid for entry, but honestly, it's after 8. I ain't about to be a weirdo or nothing, but I mean, this is valid. This is valid. I don't think I'm gonna take it because I kind of want some breakfast right now. But this honestly would be very valid. I'm gonna see how this goes. I probably won't post this video yet just so I could come back in a little bit and check this out. I mean, that wouldn't be bad. It's still on the 30-minute. Like, this is all still valid. It's still on the MAs on the 30-minute. So, I don't know. We'll see. This has been looking really good. So, I'm going to probably be trading this a lot more now that it's out of this range. It took basically, why I like it so much, it took, how long? It took about, I'm going to just say, okay, from this range, it took 18 days, so about just under 3 weeks to move 13 points, and as it did in not even a day, 19 hours to move 13 points. And I just kind of eyeballed that. I could tell that that's kind of about the same range, but this is good. This is really good momentum for me. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'll do a little update in a little bit because, like I said, I'm not done trading for the day. I'll be back on here soon. So let's see how this shit goes. Hopefully this could play out too. I'm not gonna take this, but that'd be cool if it would. But I'll be back. All right, so I'm starting this back up a little bit after Wednesday. So when I came back on that morning during New York, they like these moves actually went really good. This was kind of the move I was looking for. This was the one I want to say I was possibly setting up before I got off, but I mean, obviously didn't trade it. It was around that 8 o'clock open and stuff, so looks like the market had gapped down. But this is the kind of setup I envisioned. By the time I had got on, matter of fact, it was this right here part. Like, this was at 9:59, so it had like already. I mean, I missed the move. I didn't want to take an entry at 10 on the dot, and I believe there was red news. So this kind of gap, I just let that do its thing without me. But I mean, it's been looking really good. So even today, upon looking at this, it looks, well, I mean, at this point, it's kind of did its thing. This was down here when we was looking at it, but, delivered for 3 momentum blocks and then fell down. So at the moment, I'm not interested in anything. Oil was kind of in the same boat. Yeah, we had got back into bearishness, which I was waiting for. I think we started the week, price was down here. I didn't want to touch any of that until it at least got here, which it did, and it's been moving pretty well. All right, so oil, even here, boom. I love when this happens. Like, what time was this? This was 6:23, so it didn't happen yesterday morning for me. That's literally all I drew on oil, but when I got on today, this kind of did that a little bit. It didn't like deliver as cleanly as I would have liked. I didn't like this big dumbass wick, so I stayed away from it. But kind of like how 6J or JU right now is doing, it's failed off this morning. So honestly, the only thing I'm even interested in this morning is gold, which I know I just had an alert go off. Yeah, so I guess right now I'm just kind of waiting. I'm gonna take this entry from the 1 minute if I could get something, but right now this is kind of what I see. Price just got out of here. This accumulation block, and I'm trying to let it set a momentum block so that I could drop. So if it could just stay here, let these MAs touch, not break this high, I'll be happy to drop to my 1 minute, look for entries. I didn't get the gold entry. I got this UJ instead. I'm waiting to move to break even. I had an alert set to do so, but I'm gonna wait. I'm probably gonna wait for this new high to get taken out, and then I'll move. But so gold, what happened with gold? This is kind of what I was waiting for. It kept getting like super choppy, and you know I've kind of grown out of taking entries in here. So instead, I hop on here. I get on Dow, which Dow looked decent. This was earlier. This was at about 6, and then it had my alerts go off. I actually took this entry, and I didn't move to break even on this candle. I mean, in hindsight, yeah, I could have waited for this to close, which it never did, and then should have really waited for this burst right here to move to break even, but I did kind of early, so it ended up this. Yeah, I took this from the 5 minutes, so this is what the entry ended up looking like, and yeah, by the time it got back down here, it ended up stopping me out. So I was waiting. This is that entry on the 1 minute. So in my mind, I was waiting for this right here. After price extended, I was waiting for touches on the 10 or the 20, looking for an entry in there, waiting for something like this. I ended up getting it. This is when I set my buy stop. So that's kind of where we're at now. Yeah, looks like I might be losing this trade too. Also, this slip was fucking horrible. It stopped me. It's not a big deal, but like I have my entry set here and it stopped me a couple points up. But yeah, I mean, in the moment, I'm just kind of waiting for being able to move to break even if I can. If not, I guess I'm gonna just have to live with this loss and be done for the morning. But this is where we at for right now. Fuck. Man, this shit be so frustrating sometimes, but you know, we grind. I'm gonna be back though. I've been hitting my back test. You know, just gonna keep getting better and better and better. So I don't know, not really much to be said, man. Shit is a little frustrating, but you know, this shit can't kill a king, man. Let me do my gotta hit my little data. So yeah, what one break even, one loss today. It is what it is. The reason I'm even doing my back test, I mean, besides just trying to get better, is I'm trying to make more money off of my winners. You know, some of these winners I've been having, I mean, they just been moving, they just been flying, and I'm capping myself at doing the 1 to 3. I mean, I'm still in profit on here, so I need to just keep getting better. Like I said, not really much else to it, man. See, that's about all I got for you.